Good morning. Welcome in. How you doing? Give me a second to share some links here real quick. And then we'll get started here. It's a beautiful day here. Hopefully you're having a good day there as well. Hi, Miss Boo. Yes, give me a minute here. Come on, get up here. And exit. Ow. Hi, Whiskers. Daggum, dude. Welcome in. Good morning, Dave. How you doing? You think the world is still asleep? Yeah, I think so too. I haven't had many people answering me back yet. So that's okay. We'll find some stuff to talk about. Did you see any meteors? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a big thing, huh? All right, let me do this. There we go. Good morning, Thomas. Welcome in, bud. So much crap going on. Don't know if you got to watch it or not, but I did post a video on Discord that was dealing with the new Pope and that whole mess that's going on there. And in that video, it was actually a friar who was a Catholic church lawyer. So he is someone who would be called on to defend or prosecute bishops and stuff if they had been found to have broken the Catholic law. And he was talking with somebody about just the stuff, the crazy shit that was going on. So it was a good watch. Even though I don't agree with the Catholic religion, it gives you a little bit more insight to what they're thinking, what they've got going on. What else? Saw a crazy story about a woman near here up in Middletown, Pennsylvania, who falsely accused a man of SA And when when it was found that she had lied, she admitted to lying finally. The man had spent over a month in prison already, and from what I understand, she got absolutely nothing from it, and we need to change that. That whole situation needs to be done away with. We need to fix that. If you accuse somebody of something and it didn't happen, you need to be punished for it. I don't understand the whole concept of that. Huh. So apparently the Fish and Game Commission reopened 3 islands in the Susquehanna River this week. So that's good for people who like to hunt and fish. Clemson, Swigert, and Hoover's Island, which are part of State Game Lands 258, were previously designated. Dang thing. Were previously designated as propagation areas where hunting, pursuing, or distributing wildlife was prohibited. Unfortunately, the impoundments on these islands rarely held water long enough to support waterfowl breeding and rearing, a statement from the Game Commission said. As a result, a barge fleet was used by Pennsylvania Game Commission habitat crew employees to pump water into these areas. Not only was this costly, but it also consumed a large number of personnel hours to manage. And in the end, all the work was still at the mercy of Mother Nature for the impoundments to work. So in other words, man tried to make Mother Nature do what it wanted, and they lost anyway. So man are idiots. They need to stop trying to push these things. Like swatting, yes. Swatting should be even worse because that's attempted murder, in my opinion. Oh my. Tell you what, I'll point my camera up towards the sky tonight, and we'll see if we can't catch any. I was asking Dave if he saw any meteors, so I'm going to actually put my camera north into the sky, and we will see what we can find. Biden's declassified internet censorship plan relied on USAID. Okay, remember that. Don't say US aid. It is not US aid. It's USAID. USAID was used to promote digital literacy in the US, a term for forcing Americans to get their news solely from legacy sources. So they wanted you to go to the propaganda sources that they wanted you to learn from. So, yeah. We need to get our government under reins again.
What up?
Hey Eddie, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, not too bad. Hoping to get this truck running today.
What's going on with it?
I don't know exactly. I've replaced just about everything involving the ignition system. Fuel lines check out. So I've got a hole in the bed where I can just pull out the pump and get directly into the gas tank. So I siphoned the gas out of it and replaced it with non-ethanol. And my dad's supposed to bring a battery over today, and we're going to see if it starts.
There you go.
Yeah. It may just be old and just need to be completely redone. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
Yeah. I mean, I bought it for the frame, so even if I've got to replace literally everything else, that's fine. It's not a money making car.
No car is, honestly.
Wow. My brother's had pretty good luck with it. He bought what was it? 394 Sentras. None of them worked, and he was able to make two working cars out of them and sold the two.
Yeah. I'm not saying there's no money to be made if you can find cars cheap enough to buy them and just freshen them up a little bit and find people
Oh
who
yeah.
get them. You can make money off it.
Oh
Now, here in
sure.
the state of Pennsylvania, they fuck you though. Whereas if you sell more than 3 or 4 cars a year, they consider you a dealer and you have to apply for a dealer tag now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, gotta give Big Daddy, I'm sorry, Big Bro I mean the government their share.
Yeah, our governments are a pain in the ass.
I was telling my dad the other day. I was like, uh, did you know our town doesn't exist anymore? He goes, what do you mean? I was like, they dissolved it some years ago. Of course, he was trying to. Well, I mean, it exists. I was like, Dad, I know it exists. It's a joke. But then we carried on. And I was like, you know what? If I ever get enough money, I may see if I can't buy Sunset, and then I'll. Uh, I mean, the money isn't here to run a government,
Yeah.
uh, a local government. But I would start one up anyway. And all I'd do is buy Connex. I'd make a website, say Sunset does not have any public services, doesn't collect tax, whatever. You know, basically try and eliminate as much tax as I can, and then just buy an empty Connex, drop in a parking lot, paint City Hall of Sunset, and then put the motto under it: "We leave you the fuck alone."
Yeah, there you go.
And he thought that was pretty great.
Oh boy.
I mean, if you don't hire any staff or run any programs, you don't need any tax dollars.
There
Theoretically,
you
anyway.
go. You're
And
don't
it's not like the people out here need that anyway.
tell them fuck you, get 4-wheel drive. You don't need roads.
Right. Well, I mean, well, see, I would have to consider that because I believe it was the county. Maybe I could get with the county and be like, hey, this isn't like a legitimate thing. You know, can I do this without fucking everyone over type thing? But they actually repaved our road here. It was either the state or the county. I think it was the county.
Thomas said change it.
And
Then they changed the name to Yetiville.
right there you go.
Oh,
Something like that. Anytime I play one of those nation builders, I name my city Yeti Nation or whatever city army whatever it is in the individual game.
oh
Let's see.
boy. No, Jamie's still having problems getting on Rumble Studio, I believe. I don't even know if she's awake yet this morning. She hasn't answered me.
Fair enough.
But so I just had it out with Timu.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, they offered me this 1 cent deal where you got to pick 3 things for 1 cent, and then you had to, with my past orders plus I had to order something for like $43 or something to get all 3 items.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, cool, that sounds like a decent deal. Except for I went to do it the other day and bought something for 50 some dollars to make sure I covered the amount it said. And it comes up and shows that it's not sending me the third thing. Says I have to spend another 40 some dollars.
What?
So I sent the thing in. I want a refund. I tell them why. So it comes up again, and I make sure that I double check it before I place the order this morning. And does the same fucking thing. I got a hold of their customer support, and I said, "Why is it doing it?" Well, gave me some kind of bullshit answer about equity. I'm like, you know what? I heard all I got to do. I said, I won't be doing business with you again. What
What?
does equity have to do with me getting a fucking thing that I ordered from you?
Right.
So, yep, nope, done.
Wow.
Won't be dealing with them again.
Equity.
They sound as bad as the fucking idiots I have to deal with over here in the United States.
Right?
But then again, they're pushing a lot of that shit over here to sow discourse.
Well, yeah, to erode our societal foundation at the very least.
So, did you see the video from yesterday's press briefing at the White House?
I did. I watched it this morning, actually.
So you saw Tim Pool call out
Yeah.
the press to their face, and of
Oh,
course,
that's fine. I guarantee you he didn't do it because, or for the proper reasons. The dude's a proverbial. The dude is a longtime fence sitter. He'll come off of it just long enough to go viral on something, and then he'll get right back on that fence.
hey Fred,
What's up?
how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay.
What you got today?
Eden, Virginia, or Eden, North Carolina.
You had some storms roll through your way then last night, didn't you?
I don't know. I was in Salisbury, North Carolina last night.
Oh, okay.
Did you eat any Salisbury steak?
No, sure didn't. Had pot
I
of
don't
meat and
want some
crackers.
now.
Nice. Oh my. So, what's been going on in your world?
It's not enough to talk about.
Okay.
Well, let me rephrase that. I just don't want to talk about it because then I'll get riled up again.
Fair enough.
It's not my place to take it out on y'all.
Yeah, not the best coffee I've ever made, that's for sure.
What'd you do? Burn it?
No, I made it in 2 batches. The first batch got cold, and then I added hot to it.
Mm. Yeah, I can see that causing a problem.
Reheat it on the stove, pour it back in craft.
Nah, I'm good. I'm not heading back in the house just to do that. Thought about doing a fire this morning. I don't know, we could still go out and start one. It's really nice out.
Heck yeah.
Here, I'll show you what it looks like out the front view. These guys had some kind of freaking war in here last night. I come out, there's a bunch of shit pushed down from up top again, and there's dirt everywhere. And
Damn.
freaking buttheads.
Cats will do that.
It's a Peter measuring contest.
Right.
There's a view
I
from
like
out
getting them both chasing the same laser pointer.
Get
Then in
two
the,
of them and then put one in either direction, then just crash them into each other.
well, they'll do that.
I crashed one into our back door growing up. I felt so bad.
I might lose it. Just give me a minute. I got to close the gate.
All right, bud. But yeah, it's beautiful out this morning up here. Hardly
Heck
any wind
yeah.
blowing. You can see the flag just kind of laying there today. So, damn. Yeti, I guess I have to upload it from the damn. It's saying I need to delete some shit.
On your computer?
No, on my phone.
Oh, gotcha. What kind of phone do you have?
Samsung Galaxy A54.
Does that have a spot for a memory card?
Yeah, I need to go buy one and put in it.
Okay. I didn't
Here
know
you
if that
go.
was even still a thing or not.
Oh, why do you always do that, man? Why can you not jump up here and then jump over nicely instead of deciding to scale my leg?
Because fuck you, that's why.
Pretty much. Here's some sad music news for those of us who like older music. Doug Gray, the lead singer and last original member of the legendary band Marshall Tucker Band, had to leave the tour.
Oh, I think we lost him.
Lost who?
You froze, Chris.
You. Yeah, you froze right after he had to leave the tour.
Son of a bitch. Alright, I'll be right back.
Okay.
You fine? Well, you were fine now, but whatever.
Alright. We good now? I don't even see me. What the fuck?
You'll pop up here in a second.
That's what she said.
Yeah, right.
There I am. I'm in the bottom corner. That's why I couldn't see myself.
We've seen it. It ain't very pleasant. Just stay down there.
I don't blame
And
you.
that's what
I wouldn't want
You
to
got
look
all
at you.
this. You got all this resonating. Just stay down there. Or trying to attract viewers, not kick them out.
Right? Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I
Hey.
should start wearing a mask.
Kick a man off his own channel. That's rough.
Well, I mean, if you want to take
What
it
are
over, that's up to you.
what are friends for?
Right? With friends like that, who needs enemies?
Flatbed UV printers. Don't make a costly mistake by choosing the wrong printer. Yeah, okay, whatever.
I've done that
Don't
before.
worry. I won't be doing that anyway.
Well, I went and got me one of those thermal printers, and because I need to scan some receipts and stuff, so I can get them off my phone into my tax folder. And I've had it for like a month now. I ain't opened the damn box. I ain't had time.
Yeah.
I got to get it off my phone pretty quick before it.
Well, if you need them really printed out, send them to me. I'll print them out and ship them to you, Fred.
That kind of defeats the whole purpose, Chris. I'm trying to cut costs, not incur costs.
Well, shipping paper is probably a lot cheaper than freaking buying a printer.
No, it was about 80
I don't know,
bucks.
dude. That
It's
can
80
generate
bucks. There's
a
no
lot of
ink
paper.
needed. 80 bucks for the printer. No ink needed. Yeah, I'm good. Just got to keep it out of sunlight.
Huh.
That's true.
The Battleship New
Black-
Jersey's back in dry dock, preparing for recommissioning.
Oh, hell.
Really?
They're bringing out the New Jersey. Something bad finna happen. I got to tour that when I was in the Navy, hauling mail from carrier to the rest of the battle group on a helicopter. That fucking thing is awesome. I've got some pictures of it somewhere from there.
Yeah, it's a beast, that's for sure.
I think that's one of the last of only about 2 or 3 that are still upright.
I think Texas is still still down there outside of Houston, ain't it?
Well, but it'll never be recommissioned. They've got that thing encapsulated.
And then there's one out in California, ain't there?
There's New Jersey and the Iowa. Is it Iowa? I don't remember. You're talking World War II class battleships. They made some shit to last back then. That's been refitted and redone crap a dozen times over the years.
Back when people actually took pride in their work.
Amen.
Never mind. They're just showing a video from back when it was reactivated in 1968. Well, why does it not? They should say that in a damn.
Oh, I saw it in '83. I got a tour in '83.
Nice.
Oh, my ankle just popped. That hurt. Feel good when it quits hurting, though.
Oh, shit.
You know, some of those, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to recommission some of those ships. At least in the interim until we can get back to building newer ones.
Well, they need to get our dry docks need completely redone. They need to build more and get our shipbuilding capacity back up.
Well, I think that's why we're trying to stay out of a few conflicts right now.
Well, I mean,
probably need to stay out of a bunch of them unless they happen on our turf. Period.
Yeah.
Our military is nothing like it used to be.
The sleeping giant.
Well, thankfully, the world's going the way that Trump wants it to with these tariffs.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the countries are going to see. A lot of times, the Chinese were sending goods to Vietnam, Malaysia, and other countries. Even Japan was involved in this. It turns out, and they were taking the origin country off of the products and replacing it with their country, and then sending it here to get around the tariffs. And now that Trump has put his foot down and he's had these conversations with these countries saying, we know what you're doing and you're about to pay a price for it. Well, now they're changing their stance on it and telling China, you're not doing that anymore because we're not paying the price for your stupidity. So that's a plus.
Mm-hmm. And they're now going after Google for all the Chinese advertising.
Well, they're going after Google for being a freaking monopoly as well.
Well, yeah, but that's been going on for a while.
That should have been going on for a long time. I mean,
oh yeah.
They've been doing unethical business practices all this time by putting the stuff that they want you to see at the top of their search results and pushing all the other shit to the bottom.
Well, now wait a minute now, because there's a whole bunch of other search engines. Google was just first, and everybody got used to it.
Well,
I agree. I do use other ones. I don't use Google all the time. Well, let's have some fun.
It's advertisement. It's paid advertisement. They're there to make $1. I'm not saying they're right. It's just sometimes it is what it is.
I don't see. I understand the reasoning for advertisement. Advertisement isn't the problem per se. It's the way Google's doing it. They've done it. It's insanely disruptive. I mean, you're watching a video and it'll say, and then he stormed the beach. And then an ad will play and it comes back, and then he stormed the beach. You know, it'd be nice to just, listen to a video without them repeating themselves and without getting this Quinn was bleeding from his butthole block ad. I'm going to steal your girlfriend, Quinn. Block ad. Block ad, block ad, block ad, block ad. It's just popping up, popping up. Finally, it'll go away. 3 months later, the block ad goes away, and they all come flooding back, and you have to block, 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 block.
There's an
Well,
easier,
you could
there's
pay
an easier way of doing that, right?
You could pay that subscription.
Well, no, that's just on.
Hi, Jamie.
It's fucking YouTube. I don't pay for their premium. I won't pay for it unless I'm making money.
Block them ads. That's how they make their money.
Well, sure, but
you can either watch the ads or pay not to watch the ads, but you're going to pay either way.
They've put stuff in there that counteracts the ad blockers now. So there's not much you can do about it. Sorry.
Technology was supposed to make our damn world life so much.
Oh, you're cutting out.
Yeah, you hit a dead spot there, Mr. Fred.
I check on you now. Fucking, they can go in there and take everything.
Yep. All right, let's type in headlines today here on Google. High-profile Ukraine peace talks collapse after Rubio and Witkoff pull out. Sounds like more going on there than peace talks, but yeah, whatever.
Well, if I'd like to know what Witkoff has to say about it, because if he's giving up, then it can't be done. We're just going to have to. If you can't hold it, you can't keep it, and we've got nothing else to say about it. Leave us alone, we'll leave you alone. Do whatever the hell you want.
Well, I think it was kind of funny that four senators, somebody went down to Columbia to talk to that drug lord, and they wouldn't let him talk to him. So Pete Hegseth said, you know what? It's not an official visit now. You're paying for your own travel.
Well, look at what those idiots freaking did. That crybaby Frost from Tennessee. He sat there and made a fit. He's having a freaking fit because James Comer won't let them charge us, the taxpayer, for their trip down there, their little vacation, for a photo op with a criminal.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That was not a prearranged, set up, sure enough going to happen interview. They went down there and hoping they could get one, and since they didn't, Pete Higgs says they go, sorry about your luck.
Pound sand.
if you didn't have this all prearranged and set up through the governments, you're on your own.
What would be funny is if he couldn't find a way to come back.
I think all the Democrats that go down there should be charged with Logan Act because they're trying to do official government business with a foreign entity without the White House's approval.
Yeah.
I think they're just trying to check on their next shipment. Shut up, Fred.
I want to make sure their pipeline. They're making sure their pipeline stays open. Jamie said, "Fred," with an exclamation point there.
Jamie, I'm sorry to call you back. You and Chris is that gum cadmus to see what was going on inside of me.
We're not always pretty, Fred, that's for sure, and I don't have a problem listening if you need to talk, you know that.
No, that was the point. I didn't need to talk about it because I was done.
Gotcha.
I done said my piece. I'm surprised I still got a job. Although I do got to go to the office today, so I may not.
I can help you find work with that. Well, you're a truck driver. You'll always find work.
Yeah. Especially under a Trump economy.
Just don't go to California. Oh, we lost him. There he's
No,
back.
I'm here. I'm just surprised to see diesel prices coming down like they are.
Yeah, everybody's bitching about this and this and this, and they're not paying attention to what's really going on.
Yeah.
You know, yes,
Well,
things aren't coming down quite as fast as we like them to, but in the long run, things will come down a lot further once all this is shaken out, I think.
I believe you're right.
Well, let me tell y'all something you guys may not notice, but truck drivers do. There used to be a 40, 50, 60, sometimes even a 70% difference in gas and diesel. Yeah, it's only down to about 20 to 30 cents a gallon now.
Wow. Nice. I still remember when diesel was
So I
cheaper
think
than
he
the
left the gas hot. Well, he's leaving the gas. He's not bringing that gas down as fast as he's bringing diesel down, but America's got to move.
Yeah.
No, I
I
agree.
think
I
he'll
mean,
get
I have
there,
no
though.
problem with that. If you guys can ship it for cheaper, that'll bring prices down too.
Up and down. It's just,
Okay, so here.
our storage reserves built back up.
Yeah, that's definitely. I still say Biden should have been charged for treason for fucking selling our oil reserves. That should have never happened.
To China, no less.
Right?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Adversary.
And they're selling it to some of these. I don't.
Breaking up real bad.
You know, I'm just gonna shut up. My damn bad area.
Well, we couldn't hear you anyway, so.
Yeah, I figured that.
Sorry.
Probably didn't want. You probably didn't want to.
So there's a FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force arrests local man for possession of unregistered destructive device. This is from Homeland Security today. A Mason man. Where the hell's Mason at? Isn't that in Alabama? James
My hair does
River
not want to
Phillips.
cooperate.
James River Phillips, 20, was arrested today by the FBI Cincinnati field offices. Joint terrorism. Oh, Mason, Oxford, and Liberty Township, Ohio. They found him with a dangerous destructive device. Are they going to tell us what this dangerous destructive device was? Or how they're going to tell us?
Yeah, it's a ride crop and a cow prod chorus basement.
Not unless she added an IED to it now.
Cat of nine tails.
But yeah, apparently it's an IED. Oh, shit.
Oh, trust me, if it goes off on your ass, it'll light you up.
Apparently he was setting it up at a outdoor sports complex. What a dick. Something wrong with people these days, man.
Mm-hmm. It's a mess.
What I want to know is where he got the idea from and who supplied him.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you it wasn't from this country.
You don't think? You don't think it's another one of the FBI behind the scenes trying to catch somebody, so they made up the thing?
Nah.
Jamie says the water pills have started a bit, but not horrible yet.
There's too many sleeper cells out there.
Oh no, I'm not disagreeing with you about that one, Fred. I was just talking to the neighbor about that too. I said that shit's going to start popping up soon. We're going to see that stuff starting to happen all over the place. Trail camera catches elusive mountain lion strolling through Pike County. Down in Jacksonville, Journal Courier. So I'm guessing this is in Jacksonville, Florida.
Try it again, bitch.
No. Not a mountain lion in Florida.
But apparently
Ain't no mountains in Jacksonville.
What the hell?
4-month subscription to what? Fuckme.com?
My
Chris, what you been
Journal
doing,
Courier. Don't look at me. I ain't doing shit. I've been good. Pittsfield.
Apparently. Selling subscriptions.
Lately, anyway, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, this is in Illinois.
Oh.
Although it isn't unheard of for a large carnivore to be spotted in Illinois, it is a rarity, and this is just the 11th reported sighting of a mountain lion in the state since 2002. So they're almost as good at hide and seek as Sasquatch.
Or Nessie. I still think Nessie's real.
Oh, there's big ass animals out there that we haven't seen yet that they just haven't picked up.
I think it's a Paleosaur that got blocked in there during the flood.
Well, let me ask you a question. What was it? There was two little old babies. I want to say some kind of wolf or something here recently that were thought to be extinct, and two of them were born recently in a refuge or a damn zoo or some shit.
Dire wolves.
Yeah. Why were they extinct if hell there's a mom and dad out there somewhere having sex?
Right.
Well, they said they did it from a DNA sample or some for shit. I don't know.
You still gotta have an embryo.
Well, they just use regular
that
wolf.
takes a mama wolf.
Yeah, there's definitely wolves here. We have a wolf sanctuary close to us, actually. So, and Boston, of course it has to be Boston, right?
Boston.
We couldn't live with that uncertainty. A Boston nonprofit rejects a $250,000 federal grant so it can protect DEI. Well, then you can go out of fucking business, you morons.
Yeah. Turn your nonprofit into a no-profit.
Yep. Or get all those woke morons up there to fucking start paying for your bills instead of asking the government.
Well, it just really dumbfounds me. They'd rather hire somebody based on their look versus based on their skills to do the job. Yeah. Either way, you're gonna lose money. You know, you're losing money. They want to bitch you want federal funding because your business is failing. Ford, Chrysler, GM.
Well, did Ford take any of that money, though? I thought they didn't.
Ford didn't. The rest of them did. Ford was the only one that didn't.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
I was watching a series on, I don't remember, it was about the car industry and how all of them became to be in existence. And that's Hulu or one of those shows. Anyway, it was pretty interesting documentary.
Hell yeah.
How Chevrolet, where the fuck did Chevrolet come from? He was a French race car driver that got in with GM, and one of the GM managers decided to split off, and the only way the old boy funding it, the partner of the French race car driver said, "I'll sell out only if you keep my name on the product," and that's why you got Chevrolet.
Yep.
Because you had the Dodge brothers, the Ford family.
Well, Dodge worked for Ford for a while until they
and then split. Yeah, they were his main engineers, and they decided they could do it better.
Yep.
There's a lot of shit behind that Ford factory or Ford family that Yeah, not a lot of people are aware of.
The fact that he hated his son.
Yeah. Woo.
Damn, that's rough.
He did. He straight up, and he finally got enough balls to tell his daddy off, and then wound up becoming CEO. And he was a damn good designer too. He had his own line going under daddy's basement, and then when he brought it to dad said,
Then when he came out with the Edsel, that was like, what the hell, man? That was like his pile of shit car there. According to most people, I don't know. I've never actually seen an Edsel, so I don't know how.
I neither.
You'd have to go to a
Not that I'm
museum
aware of.
now.
Well, we've got an auto museum here in Hershey. They've got all kinds of crazy
Yeah,
shit
but
up
I don't. Anyway, I hate they took Harley Davidson out of York because I went by there not too long ago, and there's a whole nother business in that plant, so they can't come back now.
Huh. Yeah, well, it's partly the workers' fault too, though, bud. They had to get greedy, and sorry, the way they had that plant set up, a fucking monkey could have put them bikes together.
That
Oh.
explains the damn banana peel I found under my seat.
Wouldn't doubt it.
I thought that was your trunk monkey.
Yeah.
You have a trunk monkey in your
Now
Harley?
you forget I have a tri-glide with a trunk on it.
There you go.
So yeah, I got room for a monkey, a spider monkey maybe, but no chimpanzee. It's that one on YouTube, on not YouTube, but on TikTok's got that little baby monkey carrier that looks like a damn youngin.
Did I tell y'all about nominating somebody for that thing Mars had going on about women breaking barriers?
Oh.
I nominated John Fetterwoman. I put it. I created an email for it, specifically for it. Managed to get go woke, go broke. For the website, I linked his political page.
Did you see the bullshit where, well, first off, Wendy's trolled, damn it, what the hell's her name now? Katy Perry.
Oh, did they?
Oh yeah, they put on their X account. They said, "Can we send her back?"
That's
And
funny.
so now she's all pissed off at them and threatening to sue them. And she thinking, I guess she thought that because she's the big celebrity that they would back down, and they didn't. They doubled down. It was hilarious.
I'm going to get Wendy's today.
Right? As much as I don't like Wendy's food, I might have to. Actually, it's not that I do like Wendy's food. It's just that I don't like the shitty service that we've gotten up here lately. So I'll have to go to a different Wendy's, not the one up here by me.
You know, it'd be real nice if dodging prevented damage. God damn.
Oh, here we go. These fucking idiots on the left have been on screaming on all the different social media apps and all this other shit. Oh, Trump's gonna declare martial law on April 20th. Where the
Good
fuck's
God.
the martial law at, you bunch of morons? I just don't get it. Where the hell do these people get their fucking ideas from?
fudge. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. Just people that hate this country from within and without.
Oh, definitely. Huh. Let's talk about this. It says the car that might be America's rarest ever muscle car is almost never spoken about. There's only
Mustang.
There's only 3 Stage 2 Turbo Z Yanko Camaros that were produced. It delivers 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 6 seconds. It was built to perform under the strictest emission rules of its time. What would
Wow.
that have been? Oh, it was a 1981 Camaro.
Yeah, that fucked a lot of things up in the 80s.
That's when they went to this body style here. Not a fan of that. That's
Oh,
not.
that's nice.
That's like my least favorite Camaro, body style wise. You know, if I could go back, I'd go back to like the mid '70s, late '70s. You know, Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah.
I need to
Trans
bring
Am.
back the Hellcats, man.
Yeah.
I'd buy one.
Son of a bitch! I'm gonna beat her.
I don't believe you'll do it. Show me.
Well, she ain't home right now, so I can't. So, but when she gets home, I will.
Yeah, Chris, get banned.
I'll get the video. No, Mom, I'm trying to get her to let me go to the doctors with her because there's something going on that she's not telling us, and she won't let anybody go.
Well, she might have an itch. I don't want you to know.
Well, no, it's about other stuff, but yeah. Jamie says Mustang is always talked about. Well, Camaros are always talked about too, though. Just depends on what year and make and model of the.
Man, I saw an EV Mustang the other day. That's a crying damn shame. That ought to be a daggum cardinal sin.
Have you ever seen the memes that are out there where it shows the older Mustangs and it shows the EV one beside it, and it's the older Mustangs going, "You are not my son."
Was its name Henry Ford?
Oh, man.
Yeah, did you get your cruise information in?
Cruise information.
Yeah, I sent you all inclusive cruise packet.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Which gay cruise was it for?
I don't know, but that sure is a pretty boat.
Hold on.
I did, and I saw an advertisement for it the one day. I said,
Oh,
"Oh hell!"
I thought you'd sent me something funny. I was looking for it.
Well, no, it's gonna be an envelope for all your neighbors to see, propped up on your doorstep.
Fair enough.
There was a back when the elections were going. There was a Joe Biden supporter package. As it comes, and then there was a couple other ones, but they purposely set it on your doorstep for all your neighbors to see.
Well, I only have 2, and they're like, their houses are a fair distance from mine on either side. I mean, not like super rural, but not city either.
Is this where I need to go?
Okay.
I don't know why they want me to.
I know the
Xbox
mailman knows, so he might say something.
Xbox came out with a new game, guys.
Who did?
Xbox came out with a new game. Well, this game it came out on Xbox. It says Bite Runners, developer of, ready for this? Drug Dealer Simulator.
I thought that was called GTA.
No, It says last week, Drug Dealer Simulator launched on Xbox for the first time, but the big
Damn.
news wasn't about its new platform. It was about the controversy surrounding it and Schedule 1, a game that's taken the Steam's charts by storm. While Schedule 1 continues to gain massive traction, topping sales and player counts, the developers of Drug Dealer Simulator, Bite Runners, have found themselves caught in a messy situation they didn't ask for. Despite being review bombed by Schedule 1 fans, the team has been clear that they don't feel personally harmed by the success of Schedule 1, and certainly not by the idea that their game has inspired it. The accusations of intellectual property infringement are not being pursued by Bite Runners themselves, but by their publisher, Movie Games SA, who is legally required to investigate such matters as a publicly traded company. Movie Games SA.
I'm not sure I would name my company Movie Games SA. Just saying.
Well, I wonder if the cartels are going to go after them for right
Royalties.
infringements, royalties and rights infringements. Yeah,
Jamie asked if she can call you later, Fred.
yeah, that's fine.
Divulsion of trade secrets.
Yeah,
They divulge that on themselves. They have people down there and show them how they make their shit and everything.
Oh, yeah.
My ear just went closed. Holy shit, I can't hear nothing.
get your finger out of it.
No, I had to put my finger in it just so I could hear you right now.
That's what she said.
Get Katie to blow in the opposite ear to come out.
Here is a picture from Drug Dealer Simulator on Xbox. That's the police officer that's coming after you, I guess.
And the funny part is, there's going to be moms and dads that buy that shit for their kids, and they can't understand later on why they're locked up from 3 to 5.
Right. Morning, Ruth. Bruce said good morning, everyone.
Morning, Ruth. Well, I still maintain that most kids are able to determine the difference between games and reality.
Huh. Former heavyweight champion is returning to win all the belts. I'm coming back. A former long-reigning heavyweight champion is set to return to the ring after suffering
Jake Paul?
back defeats. It has been almost 1 year since former WBC heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder was knocked out in brutal fashion by the hard-hitting Zhang in Saudi Arabia. The 39-year-old from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, was blasted out in the 5th round by the heavyweight veteran and the Queensberry versus Matchroom 5v5 show last June, making it 4 defeats in his last 5 outings. Despite his disappointing run of form, Wilder is now gearing up for his long-awaited return to the ring and is even targeting an opportunity to regain a version of the World Heavyweight Championship in the near future. Speaking to TMZ Sports, Wilder made no mistake in backing himself to return to the top of the heavyweight division as he targets all the belts. I'm looking to see if he's going to go up against Jake Paul here.
Well, one of them Paul brothers has decided he's going to fight Tyson for no more showing he made last time, thinks he can win. RuPaul?
I know RuPaul might just chase him around the ring for a while.
That's it. They're just going to dance around. Put on a show.
They'll be fabulous.
He's a better-looking woman than he is a man. That's a shame. That's the daggum problem right there. He's a better-looking woman than he is a man.
Oh, my.
I mean, as dressed up as a woman, she looks like a brick shit house, somebody to be reckoned with. This man, yeah.
Right.
That's all I gotta say about that. Yeah.
Damn.
Do, 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 do.
Damn, I don't know where they're doing put this glass, but it sure is a fur piece out here in the middle of nowhere.
Interesting.
That's out here next to the cement pond. Big lot, shipping and receiving. Yeah, okay.
Hmm.
Interesting. Business
I still got
Insider.
trailers in there.
Oh, right. Thomas said next, the History Channel will have a show called Drug Runners, like moonshiners. Well, I got a story for you since you brought that up. A friend of mine
Oh
used to
shit,
be
blame it on me.
stationed. No, no, not you. But somebody from the Navy that I know told me this story. So, but he was stationed down in Norfolk. He was on the Enterprise before it was decommissioned,
Nice.
and they were in port one night, and the state police, Virginia State Police, call him up, say, "Hey, do you guys have anyone flying low drills out here in the middle of nowhere?" They said, "No. Why?" And they said, "We just clocked something doing 180 miles an hour up the back road here. And we were just wondering if maybe it was a low flying jet, we just accidentally caught on our radar." Nope, wasn't any of our guys. So then they take and call back a couple other times. No. So finally the state police decide that they're gonna slow down whatever the hell this is that's flying up the road. It's
Yeah.
always the middle of the night and they never see anything. So they did this thing. They knew they'd have to box it in to slow it down over a certain period of time, because if they just tried to cut it off, of course, it's going to wreck.
Right.
So they finally boxed it in one night. Here, it was a supercar. They had completely painted it matte black, windows and all, and they had installed night vision in all the windows so it could see all around it.
No way.
Sounds like that movie Cannonball Run and old Jackie Chan and the other little cat in that little Mitsubishi
But he said they
car
were
was.
running. He said they were running from Florida to New York in a night, just in about 10 hours. I think he said they were making the trip, and then they would sleep in New York and then drive all the way back down the next day. But yeah, they said that car was crazy.
That's crazy. Somebody that that was a business car. Like somebody.
Oh yeah, definitely. They
I,
they they knew that. I mean, they knew that they were going to get caught eventually.
sure, but somebody was backing that operation.
Oh, the cartels themselves, more than likely. Let's see here.
All right, I'm gonna jump off here and get loaded. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right,
All
have
right,
a good
brother.
day,
Take it
bud. We'll
easy. Be
talk to you
safe.
later. So, how's this for a headline from Business Insider? A boomer struggled on $1,764 monthly on Social Security until she moved into a trailer to work at America's Parks. It literally saved me. Okay, so are you making fun of her because she moved into a trailer and had to get a job when she should be retiring?
Yeah.
Or are you like building this up and telling people that they should move into trailers and that's like what their retirement should look like?
Yeah.
It says homelessness among older Americans is rising, with some living in vehicles amid high housing costs. Yeah, you know why the housing costs are so high? Because we have so many fucking illegals here that are taking up all the housing.
Well, and the government is deep in real estate. and rent control and all that. Ow! Ooh, that's gonna feel good later.
Indian troops beef up security in Kashmir as they hunt for there was some kind of thing as they hunt for the perpetrators of a deadly attack. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah. Security has been beefed up across Indian-controlled Kashmir a day after an attack killed at least 26 people, most of them tourists, as Indian forces launched a manhunt for the perpetrators of one of the deadliest attacks in the restive Himalayan region. As investigators began probing the attack, many shops and businesses in Kashmir closed to protest the killings, following a call from the region's religious and political parties. Tens of thousands of armed police and soldiers fanned out across the region and erected additional checkpoints. They searched cars and in some areas summoned former militants to police stations for questioning. So yeah, it was supposedly Islamist terrorists that did it. Ruth said it was our only option because we had to move so fast. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, no, I'm not saying it in a bad way, Ruth. I was just talking about down here. The cost of living is getting so high for some people. Like, I would not be able to live on my own. There's no way. Well, I mean, I could get an apartment to rent, but that'd be it. Morning, Andrea.
Well, I mean, I'm in Texas and this shit almost did me in.
Yep. Andrea said, morning, everyone. Airstrikes killed 12 people in Yemen's capital, the Houthi rebels say. Well, why are you setting up your shit where there's people? Stop being a coward and put your shit out in the middle of the open so that way we can just shoot you instead of innocent people there.
Right.
Just saying. Why is it that they condemn us for taking out its supposedly stockpiles of munitions and stuff? And isn't that against like the Geneva Convention to be stockpiling munitions where there's public people? For some reason, I always thought that was a thing. You weren't allowed to do that.
I don't know.
Oh, I've got to hear. I've got to hear the 8 dumbest things middle-class Americans waste money on. Let's see how stupid they think we are. You're not normal, not dumb. You do the normal money-saving things. You're a regular at the clearance rack, you don't eat lunch out too much, and you meticulously selected the perfect combo of streaming services to watch your favorites for as cheap as possible. I absolutely own zero streaming, any of the streaming shit anymore. I don't pay for any of it, except for what I buy on Voodoo.
Oh, okay.
Or what they call Fandango now.
Yeah. Fucking Fandango. I can't stand them.
It says, but there are some tips you may not know yet, and that's a good thing because once you see some of the areas where you can cut your cost, you could find some extra cash in your pocket sooner than you think. Number 1, car insurance. Cancel your car insurance. You're fucking stupid. Driving without car insurance is illegal, but if you do this, you're not actually breaking the law. Actually, in Pennsylvania, you are breaking the law, and it can cost you your freedom for a long time. Our new tool can help you see if you're overpaying for car insurance in just a few clicks, whatever. Get out of here. Number 2, credit card debt. Transfer your balance and pay This is just a fucking advertisement for fucking. Never mind. I'm getting out of there. That pissed me off.
Or, and hear me out, maybe the government could allow responsible citizens to leverage their assets as they deem necessary for their financial future, instead of putting limits on the consumer to protect them from predatory lenders or lending practices. If I could
Oh,
have just gotten a $20,000 home equity loan, I could have avoided a good chunk of this shit I've had to go through lately.
Jamie said, finally got my fat ass out of bed. I would have slept in too if I was able to.
Yeah.
Jamie says, yeah, me too. I slept in today. Andrea said, Bruce said, rent here goes for around $3,000 a month. We are lucky the rent is included in his job. Andrea said, wow, Ruth, you are surrounded by rich people then. No, that's just how their cost of living where they are. She's outside of Toronto, if I'm correct. And when you get in the city costs go up. In Lancaster City, you're paying $2,000 for some 1-bedroom studio apartments.
Yeah, that's insane.
I'm not. Somebody's stupid enough to pay it.
Yeah.
You said 25 years ago I was renting 3 bedrooms and a half of a house for $965.
I just had this thought. If you build it, somebody will bankrupt themselves to live there.
Apparently. Yeah, I wasn't bankrupting myself for a house. I made sure I got a decent
No.
deal. Yeah, I'm not sure how they're allowed to do that, Jamie. Where Jamie lives, they actually pool the water and sewer bill together, and then per building, and then and then split it between everyone in the building. And I don't see how that's legal, because tell
That's
me how
straight
it's
up
fair. You know, you
socialism.
have a family of 4 living in there, and they're using up a hell of a lot more water than a single person. What is with the flies and climbing on my camera? There he goes. That Yeti. Ever want to look at a fly's ass up close?
Okay, I fucked this up. I gotta do it again.
I hate when that happens.
Well, I wasn't paying attention. I started laying into the thing. I was like, oh, I got to dodge them 3 times before I do that.
You know what? Let's do a deep dive onto that.
The water bill thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
What the hell? I didn't say anything about an apron. It just like did this whole thing of clicking on something I didn't tell it to. Is it legal in Missouri? Apartment.
Almost had it. Damn bitch, dodge. Thank you. Okay, now I can lay into him. That was rough.
To split water bill.
Come on, Thomas, fuck his shit up.
All
Oh yeah, he's dead.
tenants in the building. Okay. Sadly, there's so much homelessness all across the world.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm starting to doubt the claim that most homelessness is by choice. At least from the outset. I've been just this side of financial ruin practically my entire fucking life. And if I'd ended up homeless, guarantee it wouldn't have been by choice.
Yeah.
But
Don't get me wrong, we
after
were homeless at one point when I was a kid. We lived in a camper up in a campground. I didn't give a shit. I enjoyed it. You know, I loved living in a campground.
yeah,
Oh my. Yeah, apparently it's legal.
yeah, that's straight up fucking socialism. That's some bullshit.
Nope.
Oh,
I would not be doing that. I mean, it just doesn't make
oh,
sense in my opinion.
I agree. I don't know anybody. I can't imagine anybody legitimately supporting that other than people that use more water than they can afford, which could open up a whole new discussion in and of itself. But
Yeah, I don't agree with. I don't understand that either, Ruth. Ruth says I don't understand buying a condo. Why buy an apartment when outside Toronto you can pay half of that for an entire house? Yeah, I dated somebody who lived in Naperville, Illinois, and she had a condo, and it was a glorified one-bedroom apartment. So it was. Yeah, she didn't like my. She didn't like my question.
what was your question?
My question is, why the hell did you buy an apartment? She
Oh,
said it's a condo. No, it's a fucking apartment. You can lie to yourself and tell you it's a condo. It's an apartment.
it's a penthouse. You're on the ground floor.
Oh, she was on the she was on the ground floor. All right. You had to go upstairs, go in the front door, and then you had to go back down the stairs to get to her
Oh,
apartment.
she was in the basement. Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't do a fire. The wind's picking up now.
Fair enough.
I can at least see
All right.
the. I got my own wind
Woo.
gauge now, y'all. Look.
Right. Dude, I was when that tornado came through the other day. I was standing at my front door looking outside, trying to find something I could figure out which direction the wind was blowing. I could have gone outside and just found out, but I was being lazy.
Oh hell, if you um yeah, if you're in the middle of a tornado, even if you're not actually
Well,
in the
no, no, no,
tornado
no, no. I
itself.
was not. I was not in the middle of a tornado.
No, I know.
Uh, I saw where the weather was. I was trying to figure out which way the wind was blowing, so I'd know if it was coming or going. It,
Yeah.
it actually just missed most of sunset.
Like Jamie had one go right by her.
Yeah, yeah. It's not like I was standing there staring at a tornado or anything.
Um,
I looked at the map. I looked at where the worst of it was, and determined that it was going away, so I could stop worrying about it.
well, I showed Jamie. I wasn't going to show her this while she was in the middle of that storm. She had already took refuge in her bathroom, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
But after the storm was over, I told her, I said there was a hook thing on the radar. And I actually showed it to her. I still have it, I think. Yeah.
That was unfortunate.
And they
Oh,
had an EF1 tornado go a couple blocks from her house. But see where it says Columbia?
oh wow. Yeah.
See that big hook coming out?
Uh-huh.
But again, I wasn't telling her in the middle of that. I didn't want her to freak out even more than what she was.
Right.
She was in the safest place she could be at that point in time, so there was nothing else that we could do except pray, and yeah, things went well. So my
Good.
rule is I'm not going to stress somebody out if I don't have to.
Right. More people need to follow that philosophy.
So it says they actually refunded my money already. Well, good. Let's see if that's true or not.
Right.
Well, I was smart this time. I used Google Pay to pay for it, because if you use Google Pay, then Google will go after them if they fuck you over.
Or at least they're supposed to anyway, at least.
I've never had any problems with them.
Well, sure. Yeah. I think it's secure.
But oh, look, you're chosen. Acquire 3 no-cost goodies to show our thanks, to delight in 3 free gifts. Yeah, right, whatever. But you have to spend $180 to get them. Shall we go look at this and see what they are offering?
Well, I got my microwave for free.
I'll give you a microwave for free.
Oh no, I've got a perfectly good one. It was like a $350 microwave. Got it for free. Essentially, I mean, I spent a lot more money than the microwave, um, but I was also buying new appliances for the house, so it worked. It worked out.
Recently, we had a tornado come through our campground area last year. Took down trees on top of a few trailers. Ouch. And I
Ouch.
bet they had to pay for that out of pocket, because that's considered an act of God, and most
Yeah.
insurance places don't cover that. Oh, look, it's free 100% off 3 gifts. Are you ready? No, I'm actually
No,
not.
I'm
I
Yeti.
know it's, because I know it's bullshit. Now they want you to go through and actually pick. Yeah, no, go after yourself. I already told you I'm not buying anything else from you, so why are you bothering me?
Right.
Yeah, we've had. Oh, I got to play cowboy yesterday. I forgot to tell you that.
Oh,
Yeah, I went out to fix the hose. My dad had the hose all messed up. Our hose comes out of a well pit in the ground and then goes over to the side of the house, and he had made a thing to hang the hose on. And it's nice, but he had it coming up out. Okay, so here's the well pit
uh-huh.
right here.
Mhm.
He has it coming up and out, and then he had it tight, the line coming tight across and up to the top. Well, then he went through and actually wove the hose all around that section that came out of the ground. And I'm like, when I went to put the hot fire out the other night, I'm trying to get the hose out. I'm like, why is it, what is wrong? And I looked and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So yesterday me and Katie went out, we took the whole hose down, and I pulled the hose and ran it up the post, and zip tied it to the post. So it comes
Mhm.
across the ground, it comes up out, goes across the ground over to the pole, and then comes up the pole. So you can actually wrap it and unwrap it without having to go around the hose every single time.
Right.
So we're out there, and Katie's like, they've got cows out. I'm looking, I'm like, I don't see anything out, Caitlin. She's like, just hold on. And all of a sudden, these three little cows come flying around the backside of the sewer pit that they have over there because they have a slurry tank. And I'm like, oh, they do have something out. Okay. So I called down to the neighbors, and um, he does farming in his spare time. So he drives truck now full time.
Right.
And he wasn't home. So I got a hold of the wife. And I told her, and she says, well, I can't see anything. Let me go see what I can find. And so she comes out and walks around. And I told her, I said, if you need me, yell. And I'm like, you know what? She's going to need me. So I just started over.
Mhm.
And here it was 3 bulls, about 400 or 500-pound bulls. Little babies. They were just having a good time. They found
Right.
fresh grass. They were just jumping around. And yeah, I go down, and I'm thinking maybe I should go around this way. And I'm like, no, because she went this way. And when you're moving cattle, you've got to, I don't know if you ever did that, worked in that field.
Not officially, no.
You have to, first off, learn how to stay calm.
Yeah.
Even when something's running at you, you have to know how to stay calm. There are certain gestures that you can make that will help you. Number one, make yourself look bigger than you are.
Mm-hmm.
Worst case scenario, you try to whistle to deter them. But these guys they were really good. Here it
Yeah.
turns out that when the 4-H guys were down there taking care of their animals, they decided to take the shortcut through the medicinal channel, because you know how most farms have that little thing where you run the animal into it and then you shut it off and in front and behind, and that way you
Yes.
can give it their medicines and all that stuff. You can check them, see if they're pregnant or whatnot. Well, when they came through, apparently they didn't realize that the little gate that they come through doesn't latch. They have to bring the entire big gate with them and get that to latch. So yeah, that they left that open, and these guys are tiny. They can fit through that little gate.
Yeah.
And so that's how we got them back in too. I mean, they went in pretty good.
Okay.
It only took about 10, 15 minutes. So they were very well behaved little beasties.
Good.
So
My
yeah,
dad's got one that keeps getting out. Well, it may not be getting out anymore. It was younger when it kept getting out all the time. But very skittish creature. But we were always able to get it back in.
wonder why it was trying to get loose all the time.
Oh, it was small enough to fit through shit, and it just decided I want to go over there.
Al, what are you doing? Mom's eating, so now I got to get down and eat. Bruce said every trailer has to have insurance that covers that. Well, that's good. Oh, can you hear the babies? Mom just crawled back in with them.
Yeah.
Hold them. There. Now you should be able to hear them good. Well, lay down, Mommy. She's standing in there, and they're trying to get a hold of a tit.
That was almost bad.
What?
I was right in the middle of a mission, and my discovered that my battery was at 5% on my tablet.
Oof. That would have been bad.
Yeah, I was like, kill it, kill it, kill it. I don't know if I can plug this in and play at the same time.
Oh my. A tablet,
I
you should
found out
be.
indeed I can.
Yeah, I was gonna say on a tablet. Now, like, what the hell am I thinking?
Well, it's a Tab 7. I'll probably buy the newest one. I may buy two of them actually. When I get my money in, and then I'll probably give this one to a friend.
Apparently, they're going to be quiet now. Damn it. Of course they are.
Yeah.
I got to try and get this thing back on. There it is.
Did it come off?
I took it off.
Oh, you took it off. Okay.
Good morning, Jay. Jay says howdy.
Hey, Jay.
Girl.
Well, that was useless.
This little girl's about to pop too now. Come here. You're nice and warm. You were laying in the sun, huh? Would you please come here? Come on. Good girl. Yes, good girl.
I got to call Mohila today.
Mohila?
Yeah. I'm going to ask him if what I've got on hand is enough to apply to have my student loan forgiven for disability.
Yeah, you're going to have paperwork from your doctors and all that shit.
Well, I've spoken to him before. I've a few times about it. What I need to determine is if the letter from the Board of Appeals is enough, or if I've got to wait for the actual benefits letter.
Benefits letter.
Well,
completely finalized.
something. Because they are familiar with the term TDIU from the VA.
Mm-hmm.
I may be able to use what I've got. If I can't, then I'll just wait for the benefits letter to be updated, and then I can do it then. But if I can get it out of the way today, and of course it's no guarantee it'll be forgiven anyway. You submit it, and it, something about they can only do so many within a certain amount of time or something like that. But they've been pretty easy to work with.
I was watching on Greg Foreman's channel, The Black Conservative Perspective,
Mm-hmm.
where the department, Linda McMahon, the head of the Department of Education, penned a editorial. Jamie says she hears the kittens.
Recently?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Stating that the department is, even though they're shutting down the Department of Education, certain aspects are going to be rolled into other departments, such as student loans is going to be sent over to the financial department or something.
Yeah.
And they are going to start prosecuting people who are defaulted on loans.
Yeah.
I think they said that only 29% of people who have student loans are in good standing right now. And the left,
crazy. Is there? Okay, so I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The left is just completely losing their shit right now.
Oh, I'm sure.
How that now all of a sudden they're expecting their money back. There was actually a dude. He was on his big gay rant of the week or something. It said across the top, and he's talking about these people who are, and I mean he's showing people talking about this. He's like, y'all went. He says, in order for me to get my deferment from my end to get a small part of my student loans forgiven, I had to go into teaching. He said, not only did I have to go into teaching, he said, I had to teach at the school, teach the kids that nobody else wanted to teach. He said, not only that, but I had to teach in the schools that no one else wanted to teach in for 10
That's
years.
insane. Oh yeah.
He said, but I get to see you all out here on TikTok running around telling social media that you're not going to go and pay back your student loans. Well, guess who else can see your social media? The
Right.
government.
There's a big difference between refusing and being unable to. My situation is I've been unable to. I don't know. I think I made like 3 payments near the start of it,
Oh, I made
but
seven.
since then I've been on income-based deferment.
I actually did pay off one of my grants, but then I
You don't pay
ended up.
off grants.
Yes, you do if you don't finish your if you don't finish your schooling.
Oh, okay. I take that back. I'm tracking now. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was going to the University of Phoenix, which is a ripoff. It's a cookie cutter college. Anyone with a
Right.
Bachelor of Science degree can be your teacher, and they don't have to talk to you. They don't have to, if you have questions, they don't have to answer a fucking word that you say to them. And if you fail, it's on you. So
Yeah.
I told them to go F themselves. When I found out that
Yeah.
a cop
Pay
from
us money
Baltimore,
to come into our building and teach yourself.
well, no, I didn't even go
Yeah.
into a building,
I know.
but
I say
I
that
was
loosely.
I was being taught English by a police officer in Baltimore
Damn.
who didn't even have the nicety to answer me back when I emailed him and said, "Hey, yeah, I kind of have a problem here. I'm supposed to be laid up in bed for the next like 4 weeks. I have a double walking pneumonia, and they don't want me up and doing things. So how can I do this? Because it was time for finals." And I'm like, "Do I still have to do my finals, or can I get can I get an extension on it? What?" And I got no answer whatsoever. Um, yeah, I was not enthused.
That's insane. Yeah, I my whole thing was I couldn't afford to just go to school.
Mm,
I had to work to pay bills. And at one shortly before I started trying to do the truck driving thing, I brought this up. I was like, "Look, I cannot afford to just go here. I need to be working, so I need some accommodation." And well, you're gonna have to talk to your professors. And the first one I called up, no, if you're taking my class, you will be in my classroom. No excuses.
well, fuck you then.
So I told the school I was unenrolling, and I let them slap all the grants and shit on my credit for 7 years and never paid them another dime.
Hey,
I
sheep dog.
said, I'm giving you fucking money. You should want to help me out
Oh no,
so that you can
they're
keep
arrogant
taking my
pricks.
money.
They're
Yeah.
arrogant pricks. They're subsidized by the government. Why they don't care about you paying the loans back because they've already got the money from the government.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a racket, is what it is, and I hope they break it. They need to go back and get some of that $1 billion that all these colleges have been freaking harboring from fleecing the youth of America with these predatory loans.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they are. They are predatory loans. I don't agree with loan forgiveness, but I agree with if you're going to give the loan, you give it at a 1 or 2% financing charge
Yeah.
where they make a little bit of money off of it, but you're not making it so that somebody's paying you for the rest of their fucking lives just to get a degree. You'll actually make more money doing it that way because when your graduates get out in the real world, if they're happy with the experience they had with you, they're called alumni. They will donate money. But if they don't have money because they're paying your freaking inflated college loans, then they don't have the money to fucking donate unless they're, billionaires, millionaires, and all that shit.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the whole time I was, the whole time that shit was going on, I was like, I was commenting all over YouTube. I've got student loans and I don't want them to be forgiven. It's a bad fucking idea.
Mm-hmm. Well, because then it turns into a tax on normal everyday people who didn't go to college and shouldn't be
Yep.
paying for your shit, your fuck up. So there's people in here that weren't on here last night. Yesterday we went over on Rumble to talk about some shit because there was some really good stuff that broke. And so I had Katie bring me the other laptop out so I could put it up on the Discord so Dave could be with us, because Dave wanted us on the Discords so he didn't have to go to Rumble. And I was showing off some of the keychains that I've made so far. Which reminds me, I need a picture from you so I can make your keychain.
I don't have one. I threw it away.
What the hell? I'm sure you can find it online or something.
I'm not, honestly, dude, I'm not interested. At this point, I don't even want any reminders that I served.
Well, okay.
I just, I went, did what I did. A hefty portion of it was, the whole defending rights and shit. And then get back home and find out that I've basically lost mine. So, and then the VA's dicked me around for 5 years, and now when I finally win, I lose access to my health care. Fuck it, I'm done. If a time comes where I can, I'll do something that matters then. But right now, I'm just going to take care of me. I mean, it shouldn't be this way, but it is what it is.
But anyway, I made a keychains for the guys over at the jar openers, and had to remake one because apparently instead of the jar openers, I think they took and thought it was jar melters.
Oh no, that sucks.
It wasn't moving, it wasn't bouncing around or anything. It was still like it was supposed to be. And yeah, that came out like that. I'm like, what the hell happened?
That's crazy.
Yep.
Uh,
Now I do have theirs done. Atlas actually wanted a cross on the back of his, and of course Tyler wanted a chicken. So they got theirs done. I got Jamie's done and ready to go out. I'm waiting. Ow. Hi, Boo. I'm waiting for pictures from Dave. I don't know if Jay wants one with his picture done on it or not yet. I'm waiting for answers back from some people, and I did do one of a friend of mine's child. Well, he's not a child anymore, but their son, who is an airman stationed in Guam. So I did a keychain for his mom and dad with our logo on the back of it. So, but yeah, we're gonna try and use that to get the name of the foundation out there and get name recognition and hopefully get things rolling.
huh.
So,
Interesting.
what is interesting?
Well, I've been trying to figure out this draw thing. And I got what I was after, but I think I could have spent some money and instead of getting one, gotten them all. I'll try it next time.
Huh. Well, yeah, sometimes that happens.
Well, I was experimenting with it.
That's
I'm
what
not I'm not upset that I lost the opportunity or anything, but there's still things I'm playing with and figuring out on here. It's basically the difference between having what I need right now and getting extra shit.
Yeah.
I'd rather have what I need now.
For anyone who is interested in going over, like the life of Pope Francis and whether he was a servant of God or an enemy of Christ, Justin Peters put out a really good video on that last night. I watched it. Him and there's another man that he talks to named Mike that grew up in the Catholic Church and left and became Protestant, which just means that you're not Catholic anymore. It's
Right.
from the Reformation. Yeah, my mom's like, well, you're listening to Reformed churches. Yeah, anything that's not, Orthodox or Catholic is called Reformed. It's from the Reformation, from Dr. Martin Luther, when he put up the, what was it, 46 things that differed between how Catholics were taught and what the Bible says. Let me make sure I have that correct. That's not what I wanted to do, you dumbass. But I know his name is Martin Luther for sure. Not Martin Luther King. Okay, Martin Luther at the Diet of Worms, 1521. Martin Luther, a German teacher and a monk, brought about the Protestant Reformation when he challenged the Catholic Church's teaching starting in 1517. Whatever. Let's see here. It resulted in a creation of a branch of Christianity called Protestantism, a name used collectively to refer to the many religious groups that separated from the Roman Catholic Church due to differences in doctrine. The Protestant Reformation began in Wittenberg, Germany on October 31st, 1517, when Martin Luther, a teacher and monk, published a document he called Disputation of the Power of Indulgences, or 95 Theses. I was off a little bit. I said, 45, I think. So I was about halfway right.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, it challenged the Catholic Church in his role as being an intermediary between God and people, which, if you read the New Testament, that's not how it's supposed to be. You are able to have a personal relationship with God and Jesus. You do not have to have a middleman. So that's where the Reformation came into, where the monk got to actually read the Bible and made those deductions from that. And this is back in a time where 90% of the time, the only time you heard the Bible was when you went to church, and it was the priests who had the Bible, and they were dictating to you how you were supposed to live.
Yeah.
Which led to some of the most massive corruption that you've ever seen. That still does happen in some churches. So, but yeah, so if somebody goes through all kinds of shit because you're going to a Reformed church, sit there and tell them that all churches except for Orthodox and Catholic churches are Reformed churches. They are a product of the Reformation by Dr. Martin Luther. So there's your history for the day. How's that?
Right. It's good shit. Let's see. What am I? Running made your legs stronger. Imagine that. It's a description of a skill on this game. Running made your legs stronger.
We would have guessed. You know what else makes your legs stronger? Doing leg presses.
Yeah.
I used to freak people out, because I had overly developed legs as a kid.
Yeah.
At 14 years old, I could put 700 pounds up on a leg sled.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they're like, how? And I'm like, I don't know. You can do it.
Right.
And upper body was horrible. I could barely bench 120 pounds.
Yeah, I was kind of the same way. I mean, I never made it to 700 on the leg press or anything, but I probably could have,
Well,
given enough time to train.
back in the day, I could sit down and I could do 300 sit-ups. And, I've had people that have punched me in the gut. Even now, with as flabby as my stomach is around it,
Mm-hmm.
people hit me in the stomach and they're like, holy hell, you're actually solid under there. And I'm like, yeah, a little bit. But here's the downside of that, okay? The downside of actually developing your abs that good is that when you get violently ill and you vomit, you actually tear your esophagus
Mm,
because the muscles contract that hard.
damn.
I've done that numerous times. Had to go in where they've actually given me a shot to make me sleep for like 12, 14 hours at a time. Just so that to give my esophagus time to start healing.
Wow.
Um,
That sucks.
yeah, and the amount of blood that you throw up when that happens scares the ever-living hell out of you at first. Until
I'll bet.
you're like, I'm gonna die. The doctor's like, no, you're not. You're okay. I'm like, really? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, I'll calm down, I guess. But yeah. So if you ever vomit and see blood in it, it's probably because you tore a small part of your esophagus a little bit.
Maybe.
That's not saying that's an absolute, so don't, again,
It's not medical advice, people.
yes, it's not medical advice. I'm just telling you from experience what it could possibly be. But yeah, if you ever see blood and vomit, you should call your doctor anyway.
Yeah.
Have
I
them
would
check
say.
it out. Get a sample of it, take it with you, or take a picture, something like that.
Ooh, excuse me.
Don't draw them a picture of it. They'll look at you like, "What the hell is this? An art project, or are you actually?"
Nice cat.
That's actually supposed to be
It's a
part of my
cow.
vomit. Oh, that explains that red spot.
Right. There's your fly again.
Son of a bitch! What is your infatuation? It's like an OnlyFans model flies. It has to put its ass on. It has to put its butthole on the camera.
It wants to be part of the show.
Well, I'm gonna make it part of the show. I'm gonna smash it in a minute. Hopefully, I don't smash the whole fucking laptop in the process.
Right.
Oh, so I found out you're sitting on it, aren't you? Can I have this a second, sir? Thank you. So I found out that these can actually break. They're not easy to break, but they do break if you put enough pressure on them.
What's
So I
it made
broke
out
one
of?
last night. Whoa, hold on. What are you doing here, pal?
No, that's got to be
Oh,
disconcerting.
Jamie said my parents and neighbors just sent me a picture of our new squatters, geese. So, but yeah, so I broke it last night. Broke one of the ones that were no good. And Katie's like, "How did you break it?" I'm like, "I just, did put two thumbs in the middle and pulled back on either end, and it just snapped." So she grabs a hold of it. Okay, you got to remember she just had surgery on her forearm,
Right.
and she thinks it's a good idea to try this. And I
Damn.
look at her and I'm like, "Katie," she's like, "What?" I'm like, "Do you think that's a good idea?" She's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because you just had a nerve moved, and you have a bunch of stitches in your arm, and all that." I said, "I don't think that's the best idea for you." She says, "Yeah," she says, "and I don't think I could break it anyway." I said, "I don't think so either." Um, you know,
Mistakes were avoided.
yes, mistakes were avoided. She did not hurt herself beyond the repair. I have to yell at her. I actually just had a conversation with her.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Man. I'm gonna have to go get another monster here in a second. I'm dying.
I'll tell you what. I use this. Remember I told you about that snuff like stuff on the coffee?
Mm-hmm.
I tried the other morning. This shit here.
Yeah.
I went in the house and fell the fuck asleep after the show.
Well, it probably doesn't have sugar in it, does it?
No, it's just it's supposed to be caffeine and coffee.
Yeah. Uh,
Oh wait, hold on. Here you go.
caffeine requires a catalyst to work. Sugar is the most common catalyst.
Ingredients: coffee, chicory, glycerin, caffeine, taurine, glucuronolactone, B vitamins, salt,
Okay.
sucralose. That's why it tasted like shit. It's got a sugar substitute in it, and sodium benzoate. So yeah, I won't be using them anymore.
That gluco whatever, that's sugar as well.
Andrea said, "Wow, Jamie, that's crazy. You just moved out." Jamie says, "I gulped down my coffee and now I'm jittery." You look like the squirrel from Hoodwinked.
Oh yeah.
His name Twitchy. That's what they called him.
Was that the one where they gave him coffee?
Yes.
Hoodwinked, that's what it was.
Yep. He made it up the road faster than the police cars.
Yeah. For some reason I was thinking it was Over the Hedge or something.
Well, Overheads had Hammy. Hammy was hyperactive too. I liked both of
Which
them.
one was the one where they gave him coffee and time slowed down?
That was Twitchy from Hoodwinked.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they're like, "There's no way we'll ever make it up there in time to stop it." and and yeah,
I like them both. I really like both of those movies.
Andrea said she thought it was people squatters. No, they sent most of them back most of them are making their way back across the border.
Well, they're only squatters because geese are in a perpetual state of squatting.
Well, I mean the type that Andrea is talking about are heading back down to the border. They're self.
Oh, fair enough.
They don't want to. The guy who actually made the video telling illegals how to squat and that they had squatter rights. The funny thing is that he's been deported.
If my knees weren't so fucked up, I'd make a video. I'd squat and then tell them get the fuck out.
Go Go over to mother. Jay says, got to run to town, take care of everyone. Be safe, Jay. Have a good day, buddy.
Oh, fuck that up.
But, yeah, sneak up when they're sleeping. Just drop a giant pile right on top of their sleeping bag or something. You'd probably get charged with assault or something.
Some of the solutions my dad has come up with, let's just say they're creative.
Run a freaking
Effective, but creative.
Run a low voltage 12-volt line across the floor.
Make them drive make them not drive, work on a Volvo.
I don't know. Volvos are crazy cars. Kind of like
Yeah, that's the point. My brother was doing a brake job on one time for a friend. He bought the specialty tool required for it, and then had to modify said specialty tool to make it work.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, he said, I'm never working on another Volvo again. He owns a fucking Volvo currently.
There's a couple cars that you can buy. That damn flood's back again. But one of the guys that I know is an engineer. And
Chris, come get your fly.
My fly's on the screen over here. But yeah, he bought this car and he took it in one time from scheduled maintenance.
Oh yeah.
And when he got the bill back, it was like $1,200 just for scheduled maintenance, spark plugs, that sort of thing. And he's like, "Why the hell is it so expensive?" He's like, "Well, the way your engine's put in, four of your spark plugs are almost tight up against your firewall. So we actually have to drop the engine in order to get to the spark plug." And he said, we ain't doing that again. So he went in and he cut part of the firewall out and put it on a hinge. So on the inside of his car, he can actually go in and just move something, and this hinge door flops, and he can get right to the spark plugs right from there.
Hell yeah.
So he doesn't have to take it back in to them and spend all $1,200 to have them freaking drop the motor and all that.
But, yeah, that hole in the bed of the truck that I was telling you about, I'm actually going to make it bigger. And then I'm going to do a second one in the back. And then I'm going to install hatch doors over it. So that if I ever have to work on it, all I got to do is open the hatch and there it is. I won't have to drop the fuel tank unless the fuel tank is the problem.
Gotcha.
Which is rare. So, you got to... That shit's got to take a significant amount of damage to have to be replaced.
Here's Jamie's parents' house squatters. Ow. Damn it, Whiskers.
That's funny. This is ours now.
Are you going to go up on the roof and fight with them?
Not me.
There's a close-up. They've got a hood ornament, Jamie. That's funny.
Oh, you stupid bitch.
If you're not on our Discord, you should come join our Discord. The link is in the description. You can come on and see all kinds of great funny things like this guy here who has a really funny video of him making fun of Maxine Walters, and now he's making fun of Gail King's spacewalk thing. You get to see funny Donald J. Trump posts like this one where, new bird species found and it looks like a Trump bird.
How is that not? Wow. Good Lord. The one time I want her to actually stand in the big circle of death.
There's one that says the Democrats crying over losing their voters. It's got AOC in front of MS-13 people in the prison down in El Salvador.
I was watching Fat Electrician's video on the Angels the other day, the 11th Airborne.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and I would have. It was it was so old by the time I watched it. I was like, there's no point in commenting at this point. But I really wanted to sit there because the thing was they rescued people from Los Baños. I was like, so the 11th Airborne literally pulled people out of the shitter.
Oh my.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. But that picture made me think of it because the way they pulled off the rescue is a local fisherman was out there and happened to pass by the camp
Mm-hmm.
and then immediately turned around to go tell the Americans that every day at 7 o'clock in the morning, all the Japanese go into a building, put their weapons in there, lock it up, and then go outside the camp confines in nothing but their underwear to do PT. So they immediately go essentially into the war room and tell head honcho, hey, we have to move this up. They were going to do it at 8 o'clock so that the planes could have enough light to take off safely. And even the toppest of the brass was like, all right, fuck it. We're leaving an hour earlier.
Right.
And they literally caught them with their pants down.
Why would you not if that's the case?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Dude, any tactician that gives up a golden opportunity like that needs to be fucking fired. That's just... It'd be stupid of them not to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're actually to they're responsible for every future success that came from the airborne, because they were created to save the airborne. They kept trying to get rid of it. Oh, it's useless, doesn't work anymore, shit like that. And one general was like, essentially, I'll make a bet with you. And the price was if he impressed them enough that they would keep the airborne. If it weren't for them, they wouldn't have been around for the stuff we know them for.
Oh my. Well, y'all, it is that time. So, we'll see what they're doing tonight. And we're also I'm gonna put this out there. The next 2 days are iffy. I am now off of my anti-inflammatory drugs.
Oh.
Which helps with a lot of my pain and swelling issues. So, the next couple days might be, if Yeti wants to host or somebody else wants to host, I can set them up. I can get on for a little bit maybe and hang out, but depending on my mindset and frame of mind, I am not the person that should be doing this. So we will play it by ear, and I will let you all know what's going on. I know that Friday is definitely a no-go for a show.
Okay.
I have shoulder surgery. I don't know what time yet, but I am not going to feel up to. Well, I don't know if I'm going to feel up to doing one or not. So I shouldn't say it's a no-go, but it's probably not going to happen because if Mom has her way, she'll argue with me and fight with me and tell me not to do it.
Fair enough.
Don't want me to come home and just relax. But we'll see. I don't know yet. Maybe I'll come home so fucked up I'll just be like, let's do it anyway, and you guys are gonna be like, I can't understand what you're saying, you fucker. You're slurring your words.
Everybody will join just to make fun of you.
Well, that works too. Sure, we'd have a good time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The problem is if I'm that fucked up, I wouldn't be able to set up a show anyhow. So
Right.
just the words on there will be just gerbil gerbil.
Yeah.
What the hell is he on today? Oh,
Yeah.
he just had surgery. That's right. Freaking my luck, that'll be the time I get sick from anesthesia, so I'm sitting there on camera and just yakking my brains out.
Right.
I've never been sick from anesthesia, thankfully, knock on wood.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with it. My dad though, they have to be careful in what they give him. I forget what exactly it is, but it was pretty common for them to use it. But for whatever reason, it makes him violent. He injured like 3 orderlies that were probably over 300 pounds each.
So, all right, y'all. Well, we will talk at you later. Have a good day. And again, maybe tonight, if it's nice, we'll do a fireside chat just to have another show before I decide I'm too messed up to do it.
Fair enough.
I'll let you all know tomorrow when I find out my scheduled time to be there. Friday, I'm hoping for 6 o'clock. I prefer the early times, but we'll see what they do.
Fair enough.
But yeah. All right. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We appreciate you, and we will
Yeah.
see you all soon. Peace.
Peace,
We're out,
y'all.
y'all.